that, we want to bring in now former Secretary of State and former National Security Advisor and former Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, retired 4-star General Colin Powell. And General Powell, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. In light of what President Trump incited yesterday, Twitter and Facebook took action to secure their platforms. The president has access to the nuclear codes. What can be done, what should be done to secure our democracy for the next 13 days?
Well, let me say first, I'm pleased to be with you this morning as you cover this terrible issue. I've never seen anything or experienced anything like this in my many years of public service. Yesterday was a national disgrace, but we'll come through it. But once again, we see President Trump doing things that are absolutely outrageous, criminal, claiming that he is going to be the president of the United States when he knows he isn't. But most shocking of it all was that we had to deal with this, and you had a Congress that was not dealing with it. And so every time I think about President Trump, I also think about the Congress that did not do its job. It did not do its job. It just went along with him. And there you have 12, 14 senators who are right with him. That's not what we should have done.
Mr. Secretary, you 4 years ago warned Americans that Donald Trump was a national disgrace. You said he would be an international pariah. All of that has proven to be true. We had every living Secretary of Defense at the behest of Dick Cheney write a letter, sign a letter warning about what he could do in the remaining days. What are your biggest specific concerns? What should government leaders, what should members of the House and the Senate be concerned about over the next 12, 13 days that Donald Trump could do to further undermine American democracy?
You must not be allowed to do anything like this. We have to make sure that the military knows its job and that the Congress is being protected, and the Congress is being protected. But we have to make sure that Congress is ready to step in. If he ever tries anything like this, he shouldn't be able to get away with it. We have a system, and Congress is part of that system, and they've got to do something and not just stand there and watch it go by. And we have to speak truth to the American people. And we're counting on Congress speaking truth. We're counting on our officials speaking truth. We want our cabinet to speak truth. And we want, of all things, a president of the United States, and I think we have one now in the form of Joe Biden, who will speak truth to the American people. We haven't had truth spoken to us in 4 years. And what used to drive me a little nutty was that we would get into a discussion with another country, and a vote would come up about some kind of agreement. And it was always 100% Democrats for it, 100% of all Republicans against it. This isn't the way the country's supposed to work. This isn't the way democracy is supposed to work. And so we got to get back on track. We know how it's supposed to happen.
General Powell, you took an oath as a young soldier, and you've maintained that oath honorably throughout the rest of your life and your career. But as we speak this morning, for the next 13 days, this country is under the command of a badly deranged Commander-in-Chief, Donald J. Trump. Do you think, could you envision anyone at the Pentagon, from General Milley on down, refusing to obey a direct command from this particular Commander-in-Chief?
If there's an illegal command or an illegal order, and you can determine whether it is or it isn't, you do not have to obey it. And this incident should be a lesson to all of us that we have to stick with who we are and what the Constitution says, not what somebody screams at us. This is the Constitution of the United States that gives me guidance and gave me guidance as a soldier and as a diplomat for the entire 50 years that I served in government.
Former Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, former Secretary of State and retired 4-star General Colin Powell, we thank you for being here, but more importantly, we thank you for fighting to protect and defend the Constitution of this United States over the past half-century. We are forever grateful, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all very, very much.